Good morning. Good morning. I figure I'm going to make a little video here because, there's some people on this fucking thing that just drive you nuts. I think my harvest beard looks okay. I'm going to trim it up a little bit. I know my wife doesn't like it, but anyway. I was thinking I'd look like Abraham Lincoln and cut my mustache off. Everybody seems to think you should grow a mustache nowadays, and I should just shave it off and look like an Amish, put a tall hat on, or whatever. So there's some comments I'm going to read about this, my trip to England, because there's some really stupid cunts out there that think that me taking 2 days off was, I don't know, the wrong thing to do at harvest time. So first things first, let me finish buttoning up my shirt. I have 2 loads of soybeans that I need to deliver today into Newark, New Jersey. Yes, soybeans going out of the port. Yeah, not exactly the worst job in the world or the easiest, but it is what it is, and I kind of enjoyed doing it. But I'm going to go scroll right up to the top here, and I'm going to call some idiots out. Yes, idiots. If you're watching this, you're a fucking idiot. So what kind of farmer goes on vacation in the middle of harvest? That is a maybe not 5724. You're a douche canoe. Yeah. You get in your wife's douche bag and you row down the river of idiocy. Yep, I'm gonna be a keyboard warrior today. I live in my douche canoe. Okay. So, usually a comment like that really doesn't bother me, but I'll explain it really quick because I did actually type it out. But, fuck you. You deserve this. Yeah. So I work all summer long. I don't take weekends off. My time off usually consists of me and my wife and my son getting in a truck or a car, going and getting some parts. Like farmer's vacation, we'll stop and we'll get something to eat, so it's kind of outside the norm. And because money's tight, we haven't even really done much of that. So it wasn't a vacation. I went to go surprise some friends. I had a good time. Maybe that's why you think it was a vacation. But I had my camera with me, right? I took my camera with me and I'm like, hey, look at this. You get to see all these wonderful things that I got to see, which you more than likely don't see unless you live in England. And then it's normal to you and you'd think it was stupid for me to do it. But this guy, and then you come back on here and you say, sorry, but crops don't pay the bills standing out in the field. Number one rule of farmer is to run hard when conditions are good. But if you rather YouTube than farm, you do this. So my farming starts, really starts. It never starts. It's always going, right? It's always going. March. Let's say March. Well, we don't even have to say March. We spread lime in the wintertime, and we fertilize starting late March, April, May. Planting starts in May, and we don't generally finish up planting soybeans until, say, the 15th of June. I'll plant corn up until June 10 to 15, depending on how, what I'm doing. Right after that, we start making hay. I have 3,000 acres, or approximately 3,000 acres of hay, give or take, depending on where I'm at. And if somebody gives me hay, it can jump to more than that. 3,000, something like that. It's a lot of fucking hay. It's a lot of hay, which is very intense. It's a very intense process. And there's only, there's just me, my wife, Grant, Tim, and my dad. And Dad is pretty well retired. He just goes with the loader and picks up wagon loads of hay and brings it home. And he's going to be out of commission for a while because he's getting his knees done. Thank you for the well wishes. So I will explain to you why it was not a terrible thing to do. 2 days, you ass fuck. So I worked on a Friday, got on a plane Friday night. I flew, landed at 6:45 in the morning. Saturday, got in a car, drove an hour and a half, met with Kurt, George, Liz, Paul, and a whole bunch of other people that I can't remember their names, but it was a great time. And the next day, and then that night I drove about an hour down south, farther south, to a town called Stevenage, where I stayed in a Holiday Inn. Okay, I stayed there. Then I got a pizza at 10 o'clock at night. I ate it, half of it, and the other half I had to throw away because there was just no way I could eat all that food, even though I was pretty hungry. Probably should have bought the little one, but I was buying with my eyes in my stomach. The next day I went, I saw Pete Ledbury, and I went to visit with his farm, which is a video that you haven't seen yet. And then we went to the Farmer's Dog, which is Jeremy Clarkson's pub. And then I drove all the way back. I sight saw for a little while. Just went out and drove around and got to see the sights. Beautiful countryside in the Cotswolds of England. And I got to do that. Then I got on an airplane Sunday night, landed Monday morning at 2:30 in the morning, was up early, and started taking loads of soybeans. Kudos to me, right? No. Some asshat has to say, oh yeah, you took a vacation. I didn't take a vacation. I took some time off. Now, if it would have rained for like a day, it would have been 2, 3, 4 days before I could do anything. My bin is full. The bin's full. It's too expensive to combine corn directly into the trailer and take it to the mill because it's 23, 24% moisture. And I did that on 4 or 5 loads. I think it was 5 loads. Yeah, 5 loads I did that with. On average was $850 a load they took for drying. Yeah, $850 a load for drying on $4.60 corn. Yeah, not happening. Too inefficient to put it through the dryer and, batch dry it. Too inefficient, takes too long. I can only get a load in a day, 2 loads a day. One dried and cooled the night before, early morning, get up, then do it again, and then don't go home until 10 o'clock at night because you've done that. Then get up again the next morning at 4:30 to take the load of corn to do that. Too inefficient, so I have to move soybeans. Well, the port was closed down because of a strike. So all of these things add up, and you're stupid. So whatever. So I don't even need to explain it to you. It doesn't much matter what you think. But then we're going to move down to the next person. So Mr. Incredible 1962 wants me to edit him out of the video because it says it makes him look 200 pounds heavier than he actually is. Anybody that was at the farm looked great. I don't care what, it's fine. You looked good standing in the doorway. I didn't notice you. I'm not going to go back and look. I'm sorry, I'm not going to edit it out because that would mean I'd have to delete it and remake the video and repost the video. And you were at a YouTuber's event. What'd you think? You weren't going to get videotape? Yeah, I'm just messing with you. It was good meeting you, and I remember you very well. We did a lot of talking, and my wife had given me a little bit of a cold that just before I went. I wasn't contagious anymore, so I was almost going to cancel the trip because of it. So then we got this guy, DCrossco 1458. Now he will bitch about money here in the next couple of months. But now you see how much farmers actually make. Yes, the truth hurts. Well, this is obviously somebody that doesn't farm. But that's okay. You can think what you want. It's a very expensive hobby, farming. You can wake up a millionaire and farm your life away and still either have the same amount of money in the end and you've lived a good life, or you can have luck befall on you and you could become a little bit richer than when you started out. You can wear out a lot of equipment, and just when you think you're getting ahead, God will smack you back into reality with 3 years of drought, which we've been suffering with. If you haven't noticed my channel, that's fine. The truth is, no, we're not making any money right now. We made a lot of money under Trump. Under Trump, we made good money. I was making money under Trump. I really was. And I'm not going to lie, we made some money under Obama too, but the really good years were the Trump years. Maybe that truth hurts. I don't know. So I make money on YouTube, if you didn't know. And YouTube has, been okay to me. I enjoy it most days until I have to confront fools like yourself. DeCrosco 1458. Yeah, we're not making the money. It costs money to do this job. And when we are making money, most farmers will do the calculated risk thing, like, oh, okay, so at current pricing, blah, blah, blah. I always go err to the poor, like, oh, I'm going to get 250 bushels of corn, which isn't going to happen here in New Jersey. But if I can get 150 bushels of corn, that's pretty good. And the price is such and such, that'd be great. I could go out and buy a brand new combine and grow, 1,500 acres of corn and 500, 600, 800 acres of beans and have my 2,500 to 3,000 acres of hay. I should be rolling in the dough. Well, there's a lot of production costs in there, like fertilizer, herbicide, seed, labor, tires. Tires has been a real big bastard for me this year. But whatever. Yeah, by the time it's all said and done, yeah, we handle a shit ton of money. I handle over $1 million every year. Well over $1 million every year. And not that that's any of your business, but when it comes down to it, I have bled out all my savings in the last 3 years because of poor economic downturns, incredible input costs. And yes, we had high grain pricing, but the profit margin just wasn't there. We were living through droughts. So don't tell me how much money I've made until you've lived a day in my shoes. But I do make money on YouTube, and I do save that money. Not all of it. Actually, I used to save it all. And then we started with these drought years. And don't tell me about global warming or climate change. We are on a solar maximum, and the sun is what dictates our weather down here on the lowly earth. So, it isn't us. One volcano burps and it releases more CO2 and other gases into our atmosphere than all cars combined for the last 10 years could spew out into our atmosphere. It doesn't help that but we need CO2, so fuck off. Yeah, so YouTube money. You can ask my wife, maybe she wouldn't even wouldn't even come up here to entertain an idiot like yourself. But, yeah, when I decided that I would go to England last weekend, look at that stink bug, huh? When I decided to go to England last weekend, it was a month ago that I decided that I was going to do it. It was per a conversation that I had with Kurt, Lord Muck. He was like, boy, I'd love to see you come. I wish you would come. I wish you could be here for my thing, but you're not going to come for a day. And it was like, yes, challenge accepted. And I did it. But I had guidelines. I had to do it for under $1,000, which for the most part, until I fucked up at 10 o'clock at night and I used a third-party site to book a hotel. And that put me over by a small, 8, 9, 10. That put me over by like $80. It put me over by about $80. So for $1,080, I was able to go to England and back and have a good time, get a well-deserved break because, we go all summer long, but, you all think that I knock off Friday afternoon and don't show up until Monday morning every week of my life. I work holidays, weekdays, weekends. When my wife went to, wants to go do something, it's like, okay, can we? We've got this, and this to do. If I want to go do something, can we? I took a day off and went out to the Ag Progress Days out in Penn State, at Penn State, Pennsylvania this summer. Woohoo! I was gone for a day. I came back and, the next day, then you play catch up. But I have workers, my son, my nephew, and they get their chores to do. They've taken more days off than I ever have all summer long. I take 2 days off and you're like, oh, you fucking asshole. Must be nice. You must be richer than all of us. You know what? For $1,000, I wake up in the morning and I bleed money. Every day I wake up. What's going to break today? Oh, you blew the sidewall out of a tire? Oh, fuck, there's $4,000. Oh, you need new tires on your Volvo truck? Oh, there's $4,000. So I took $1,080 and took a trip. Came back. I worked the day of the trip, and I came back and I worked the day the day that I came back. 2:00 in the morning, 2:30 in the morning, I got in my wife's in the car. Drove back here, was up again and out the door at 7:00 in the morning to deliver 2 loads of soybeans to the port. I don't think you could work at that pace. The next day I delivered 3. And then I delivered 2. And then I delivered a load. And now I'm going to go deliver 2 loads today because I need to get my bin emptied so I can get going on corn. Yesterday I went and bought parts and an auger, so I will be able to auger some freaking grain. Yes, I gotta auger some grain. Holy shit. There's a concept. So that was $13,500. Yeah, farming is so cheap. Anyways, I hope you have a good day and go fuck yourself. Yeah, You know what? Better off, don't go fuck yourself. Go suck off your boyfriend.